Is it a guy? It's gotta be a guy, right?
No, that's not it.
Don't lie. I'll start cheating too, just so you know.
I'm at my breaking point. I can't handle my jealous, attention-seeking husband anymore. I've decided I need to get away from him. I'm Erin, a 26-year-old housewife. Nearly a year into my marriage with Spencer, I'm already struggling to feel happy in what should be an exciting newlywed life. Spencer and I met at a mixer hosted by a friend. I fell head over heels for him instantly. He was charming, handsome, and worked at a big company, totally my type. But he was 10 years older than me. The age gap made the other women at the mixer a bit hesitant. Me? I've always liked older guys, so it was a plus for me. He seemed into me too, and even came to sit next to me when we switched seats. Chatting with him was so easy. I hardly noticed the age difference. And before I knew it, I was completely smitten. We hit it off at the mixer, started dating, and he was just the gentleman I thought he'd be, always leading the way. Then, 6 months in, he popped the question.
You're the one, Erin. Since meeting you, my days have been amazing. I want you to be part of my life forever. Will you marry me?
His words melted my heart, and I said yes right away. At 26, I might have been young, but I knew I'd regret missing out on marrying him. We met each other's families, and soon enough, we got married. Our wedding was a dream. So many people came to bless our union. Then came our newlywed life. He asked me to quit my job and be a full-time housewife, so I threw myself into the house chores.
Babe, this chicken is amazing!
Really? I'm glad.
You're a great cook.
Thanks. Living alone for a while made me pretty good at cooking, I guess.
Is that right? So, have you ever cooked for anyone else?
Well, yeah, like for ex-boyfriends. I think I've made them this chicken before.
What? So, I'm not the first one you've made this for? Come on, let me be the first man to try your dishes. I don't like being second.
What? Out of nowhere, he started saying stuff like this after we got married. He didn't want me cooking anything I'd made for ex-boyfriends. I was dumbfounded. But back then, I loved him so much I tried to come up with new recipes. He was thrilled when he knew he was the first to try a dish, but it was a hassle to keep track. Eventually, I just started making whatever, even if it was something I'd made for someone else.
This is a classic dish, but you've never made it for another guy, right?
Actually, no. It's a lot of work, so I never bothered. But I wanted to make it just for you. I got pretty good at stretching the truth. He seemed so happy gobbling it down.
Yeah, this is incredible, babe.
Easy to please, but honestly, it was getting annoying. Turns out, Spencer is really jealous. While dating, his clinginess was kinda cute, especially since he was older, but living together showed me just how jealous he could get. Like, he got mad just because a mail delivery guy brought a package.
You didn't touch him, did you? You didn't let him in the house for anything, right?
Of course not! I snapped back, but he was serious about me avoiding other men. So I had deliveries left at the door, only receiving them in person if the deliverer was a woman. And if the package was something that shouldn't be left at the door, I would have it delivered on the days my husband was off, so he would be the one to receive it. Dealing with all this started to stress me out. Then, about a year into our marriage, something more troublesome happened because of an invite from a friend. Let's catch up with the old girls volleyball team! Oh my god, I'm in! Can't wait to see everyone! A high school friend in my volleyball team suggested a reunion. Being a housewife meant fewer chances to go out, and there were friends I hadn't seen since high school. I really wanted to go. I told my husband about it as soon as he got home from work.
A party?
Yeah, it's a girls' volleyball team get-together.
That's not okay. You're saying no guys will be there, but they might show up, right?
No, they won't.
You said it's a girls' volleyball team. I'm sure guys from a boys' volleyball team will crash it and start doing naughty things with you ladies.
If we did that, we'd be in big trouble, like legally.
Anyway, I can't let you go somewhere that risky.
Why not? Don't you trust me? Are you saying you married someone you can't trust?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just worried about you with other guys.
I'm telling you, I'm not that kind of woman. Being this controlling, you're actually putting me down, you know.
I didn't mean to.
Then let me go. I just want to see my high school friends.
Alright.
He finally let me go. It's exhausting having to get permission for a simple girls' night out. Never thought he'd be this possessive and jealous. Age difference or not, I wish he'd show a bit more maturity. 2 weeks later, I went to the restaurant for the reunion, having a blast catching up. But a couple hours in, my phone rang. It was Spencer. Everything okay there? You don't have to answer that? I had already put my phone back on the table, and my friend noticed. Oh yeah, it's fine. He's probably just telling me to come home. Your husband? Yeah, he's super jealous. I ended up venting about his possessiveness and jealousy. Everyone was shocked and couldn't believe his behavior. That sounds like such a hassle. I couldn't handle that. Me neither. I'm surprised you're still in this marriage. Everyone agreed that my husband was out of line and supported me. It felt good to know I wasn't the only one who thought this way and to have their support. I turned off my phone to enjoy the rest of my time with them. It was a relief to vent and get everything off my chest. Feeling a bit more relaxed, I turned my phone back on as I got off at my station. My phone was flooded with missed calls and dozens of messages. What the? They were all from my husband. Every single message was like, "Why aren't you home yet? Come back now. You're probably meeting some guy." And I just sighed. Just when I was feeling good, he had to ruin it. When I got home, he was waiting, looking furious.
Hey, why didn't you answer? And why was your phone off? What's the deal?
I'm sorry, but I didn't want to be disturbed while having a good time with everyone.
So it was a guy, huh?
That's ridiculous. It was only women. Look. I showed him the pictures we took. It was all the girls from the volleyball team, no guys.
I don't believe that. There could be guys on the other side.
Stop making things up!
Shut up. I'm never letting you go to a party again.
Why do you get to decide that? I haven't done anything wrong.
If that were true, you could have at least replied. Why did you need to turn off your phone?
Because it's annoying if it keeps ringing while I'm talking with everyone.
So you think you can fool me with such excuses? You must have been playing around with guys. I can't believe it. Not replying to my messages or answering calls? It's obviously something shady.
Enough, please! I even skipped the after party and came home early. It's only 9:30 now. Do I ever stop you when you go out drinking? And you always come back late, either catching the last train or my taxi.
That's different. It's work-related. Don't compare.
He was so hypocritical. It was infuriating. At that moment, I decided that if we had another fight like this, I would leave him. The next day, he was sulking and refused to eat the lunch and dinner I made. His sulking used to be kinda cute, but now it was just annoying. But within a week, he seemed to get over it and started being sweet to me again. His clinginess was because of his jealousy, but now I found it super irritating. It seemed I was more fed up with my husband than I realized. Maybe I should start preparing for a divorce. Then, a little while later, something happened.
Mom is what?
It was a call from my dad. My mom had to be rushed to a hospital. I quickly got ready to go to the hospital. Then, Spencer came into the room.
What's going on? Why are you getting ready to go out?
My mom collapsed. I need to go to the hospital right now, I said, putting my wallet and phone in my bag. Then he dropped a bombshell.
Is it a guy? It must be a guy.
That's not true.
Don't lie to me.
Stop being ridiculous. I'm in a hurry.
So you're gonna meet a guy, huh? When will you be back?
Stop it. I don't know. It's serious, so I might be late.
See? You must be cheating. If you're gonna be like that, I have plans too. I'll cheat as well.
I had had enough. I couldn't stand my jealous, needy husband anymore. I decided to leave this pathetic man. Ignoring his ranting, I switched my things to a bigger bag and threw in some clothes.
What are you doing?
I'm leaving. I don't want to waste any more time arguing with you. I'm going to my parents for a while.
So it is a guy. You're openly staying out now.
Think what you want.
Fine, so you admit to your affair.
I'm not having an affair. But I'm tired of correcting your stupid misunderstandings. I need to go to the hospital right now.
Wait!
He tried to stop me, but I ignored him and left the house. I headed straight to the hospital. Mom, are you okay? You came, sweetheart. Mom was laying in her hospital bed. I was so shocked and scared to hear you collapsed suddenly. Sorry for worrying you, but they treated me, and I'm okay now. She had a stroke, but was gonna be okay and could leave the hospital. What's with the big bag? Well, I explained everything about my husband to my parents. They were appalled by his controlling behavior and told me, just divorce him. I nodded firmly, deciding to divorce him. I went back to my parents' house with my dad and even picked up divorce papers. Then I started looking for a job. I knew I'd need to support myself after the divorce. Luckily, a week later, I got a job near my parents' house. And not just any job, a full-time position. I was really lucky. Now, all that was left was to divorce him. Just then, my husband called.
Hey, have you thought things over?
Thought over what?
What do you mean, what? Are you still with some guy?
Of course not. I'm at my parents' house with my dad.
Don't lie. You're probably having an affair.
Enough already! Dad.
Why don't you believe what she says? How can you just assume she's having an affair like that? Well, that's because,
My husband was flustered when my dad answered the phone. See? I haven't been lying, and I'm definitely not having an affair. But I don't need you to understand anymore. I'm divorcing you.
Divorce? Why would it come to that?
Well, duh! Who could stay married to someone like you?
That's... You're leaving me too?
Huh? What do you mean, too? Answer me! What do you mean by that?
Answer her, Spencer. Actually, I've been divorced before. My first wife left me for the same reasons.
You're kidding! I was completely dumbfounded. My husband had a history of being too controlling, and his first wife had left him. And he had hidden the fact that he was married before. Why did you lie about that?
Well, because I thought you'd be put off if you knew the reason for my divorce. And I thought it would be harder to remarry being divorced once.
That's the worst. This makes me even more determined to go through with the divorce, no matter what.
Without you, I can't go on living.
Why don't you find a new woman to control? Anyway, I'm gonna divorce you, even if it means going to court. Let's handle this through a lawyer. Later, I hired a lawyer and demanded a divorce from him. He was reluctant to divorce until the very end, but apparently his parents persuaded him. It turned out that his parents were under the impression that he had told me about his past marriage, and they only learned he lied after I contacted them. His parents apologized for his lies and jealous behavior and helped me get the divorce. Finally, I was able to divorce him. I shared the news in my high school volleyball team's group chat. Everyone congratulated me on the divorce, and through the conversation, we found out a classmate's husband worked at my ex-husband's company. Soon, the rumors about him spread quickly at his workplace, and he started being treated coldly by others. My ex-husband was shocked as his juniors and subordinates began distancing themselves from him, leading to more mistakes at work. He was demoted from a manager position and relegated to a less important role. Well, that's none of my business, but it serves him right. Meanwhile, I'm living with my parents and working as an employee again for the first time in a while. Everyone at work is nice, and I'm enjoying my job. I'm planning to focus on my work and achieving results for now, putting romance on the back burner.